Ghostly greetings, my dudes. Ghostly greetings. It's your boy Pruitt. Holler at me. Happy 4th of July, or close enough, whenever this uploads. I wanted to read a book that sort of made me think. You know, I'm taking this hat off. My head itches. And yes, I still have a bright pink mohawk. It's cute, right? I dig it. I dig it. I get a lot of sun, though, so my scalp kind of itches. So I wanted to talk about a book that kind of made me think about the 4th of July. And nothing said 4th of July more than barbecuing with my family, drinking beer by the pool, and watching Rambo. So I read the book Rambo. My friend Timmy at Lost Cunningham sent me this. So Timmy, thank you. It's been a while for me reading this. And I'm going to kind of braze over the plot and just assume you've already seen the movie Rambo First Blood. One, because if you're like me, you're an 80s kid, you're an action movie junkie, you love the Terminator, you love anything with ninjas, you love guns, you love explosions, and Rambo had a ton of it. And if you're not like me, and you're not an 80s movies junkie, you know what Rambo is. He's been in the pulp culture zeitgeist long enough that you should understand what's going on. But, spoiler warning for the book and the movie. I'm trying to keep the book spoilers to a minimum, but movie, I'm going to try to spoil some shit. So, you know how I do these things, 5 tiers. Let's get going. Let's get going. Got the monster, because it's early as shit. It's Sunday, so we have family stuff. But, I wanted to knock out this review, and hopefully another review before we go. But Rambo. The main plot of this book is a guy named Rambo. In the movie, he's John Rambo. I don't ever recall him being referred to as John in this. Just Rambo. In the book, Rambo is accosted by a local sheriff when he's just drifting through town after he gets home from a traumatic event in the war. Some torture and some stuff like that from the war, and he was kind of messed up. So he gets accosted by a sheriff, breaks out, steals a motorcycle, and begins to engage in guerrilla warfare versus a local town. That is an amazing plot. I think that's cool. Small local town versus like a Green Beret, guerrilla warfare tactics. And it's all fine and dandy until he starts getting like guns and grenades, and then boom, shit gets real intense real quick. So that plot, I'm giving an A+. I really enjoyed that plot. Characters. Well, Rambo, who I really liked more in the movie, because in the movie he had a knife. In this, not much knife. I don't even recall there's some scenes with knives, but they're very minimal. I don't think he has the knife. Excuse me. But, Rambo's basically the main character, and then the local sheriff in town, Tessel, he is the main antagonist. He's your big bad. And so that's like your basic main characters, and there's a few smaller characters into the mix. So characters, John Rambo has PTSD, or from what I can gather is PTSD, and the small local sheriff just has small dick energy. So he just thinks he's the boss. He's Big Jim Rennie. He's like, this is what I think, this is what we're gonna do, and you don't like it, you can get out. And then they start getting out. He's like, well, come on now, let's not kill the whole police force and the dogs. But yeah, total dick for Teasel. The characters were good, they're just not too many of them. So the characters I'm gonna give a C. Let's do pros and cons. Pro, this is some of the best man fiction I've ever read. You don't know what man fiction is. Fiction is a book that you give to like a man, or as I say, a dad. And it's like Hunt for Red October. Rambo's a good example. Any like army, military kind of thing where it's quick, action-packed, stuff like that. I call that man fiction because it's not a whole lot of plot and characters. It's basically just a dude blowing stuff up. It's to me, it read like a video game. And this is some amazing man fiction. The writing was quick, and he didn't get bogged down on too many of the details, but he didn't overlook enough details to where you felt it was like. So the pros for me were there. They're definitely a fast, fun-paced read in the category that I refer to as man fiction. And don't take that as sexist. I know plenty of girls who are hardcore into like action junkies with like machine guns and helicopters. This is right up that alley. This is up your alley. If Father's Day was just around the corner, I should have read this for Father's Day, because that's how I remember reading this book. Is like, man, this is a total like, you grilled outside, you're tired, you're just going to sit down, you're going to read Rambo, you're going to read Starship Troopers, stuff like that. total man fiction, and it fast paced and a lot of action. Cons, though, you know what? Honestly, it's 280 something pages. It gets over with. I would say it drags, but when it ends, and you're happy it's done there. You don't need any more. It's a little bit to get going. Honestly, I don't have a whole lot of cons for this. Like, it's just a quick pace action read. It was fun. It reminded, honestly, it's Meg. It's Meg. Fun, action packed summer blockbuster read. I really enjoyed the book. Let's do it, How I enjoyed the journey. How did I enjoy this? 283 page romp. Funny story though, my book was like, had several instances where it would go from like page 32 to page 17, and it was just, that's how they binded it wrong. So this is a lot thicker than I guess it normally should be, and I had a lot of issues like that. But how did I enjoy the journey of David Morrels' Rambo? I loved it. The ending in this was so much better than the ending in the movie. I thought it was action-packed. I thought it was fun. And 280 pages. Could have been 250 pages. But when it ended, and I think I got a full thing of it. So let me get this straight. How am I going to rate this book? I'm going to give it a B. Because a lot of scenes were a little forgettable. Like, I'm not going to remember everything about this. And Rambo's absolute disregard for human life was fun as fuck to read about. Action-packed and a lot of fun. But with little characters and not a whole lot of... This was a B. Because I'm going to forget a lot of it in a day. But at the time you read this, you're like, oh, this is great. This is an A+. And then you give it some thought later on, which is what I did. It works its way down. Nothing's overly rememberable, but you're glad you read it. It's your complete action movie like you see on TV. But that's why I probably made it into a movie. All right, but this has been your boy Prue, guys, and thanks for watching. B+ for Rambo. Fun, cool read. Deuces.